What's up, everybody? This is BakaBites. I'm Frankfurter, that is Magically Average, and today we're here to talk about Winter 2026, and the first episodes to be more specific. So we have run through an ungodly amount of episode ones, not all of them, but an ungodly amount of them, to let you know what we are going to be continuing, what's worth continuing, and what is worth dropping, because I feel like this is a very kind of like good bell curve of a season. I feel like that there are some really high highs, and then there's a lot in the middle, and then there's a very low lows. So
I just
yeah,
I took the mean of my rankings and it is almost a perfect distribution. But that being said, I didn't watch anything that went below a 5. So it's not I don't have
yeah,
like ones and twos and stuff.
I'm in the same boat. I have 1 5, and then kind of a couple in the 6 range,
Yeah.
and then it just kind of is somewhere stuck in between the 7 and 8s.
And for anyone who's watching, we can quickly flash our rubric, which I now have on screen
And I
because
can
our
read out loud.
I got it, don't worry.
Okay, you
I was
got
gonna
it.
say it's not perfect. This is our descriptions and rating system. This is not universal, so take it as it is. But 1 through 4 is basically just the immediate drops. Like you watch a
Yeah.
first episode and sometimes you don't even make it through the first episode. Those are we have grouped up in we'll say quote unquote fundamentally bad category. 5 is where you just go completely average. So that's your middle of the road. Fine is 6. So it's just personal preference, but it's just kind of mediocre. There's more that could have been done. 7 is good. There's positive viewing experience, good qualities, but it doesn't really impress or make any real impact for the genre. 8 is great. I like the little rhyming scheme there.
Ooh.
Uh, Consistently delivers good world building, character development. There's still flaws though, but not enough to impact the viewing experience. 9 is excellent, so it just kind of stands out above the rest in significant ways. Minimal objective flaws, but nothing detrimental. And then 10 is perfect. So the 10s are a rarity, we'll say, where
Yeah.
it's from start to finish. It is the pinnacle of what you would hope for in an anime series. So it's storytelling, it's animation quality, it's ability to do a full loop closure, all of that, right? Those I don't know if we've really given out a ton of tens since developing our rubric, but there are a select few. Yet they are very hard to come by, and we will never ever, unless it's like the most wildest thing we've ever seen, ever give anything a first episode of 10
And
for the
we
most part.
say that. I was gonna say we say that, and I'm pretty sure I gave one to Fragrant Flowers episode 1, but
Yeah, because
uh,
you
because I love
guzzle
that
down
series.
you guzzle down the most basic vanilla ice cream and think it's like the greatest thing on God's green earth.
To be fair, the final season ranking I believe I gave it was a 9. So like,
Yeah. It's also why we
anyways,
don't usually rank things that high because it's like the fear is that it could only go down from there.
yeah,
So,
and it usually tends to go down, and I have a feeling there are a few shows that we'll talk about that will go further down, but I
yeah.
do feel like there are a few shows in here that do have that can have the potential of having a ceiling of a 10, but we'll get into that way later in the episode. For now, we are going to start at the bottom of the barrel. We are going to start at the worst of the worst. And for me, I have 1 5, and that is Hell Mode. The hardcore gamer dominates in another world with garbage balancing.
I'm
This is
glad you
a
watched
show
that
that,
cuz I didn't.
yeah, this was a 1 episode for me, 0 episodes for you. It's on High Dive if you want to watch it. This is just very generic. It was a classic isekai without really any world building. Like they just kind of throw you in there. We got introduced to a few characters, learned some information about how the main character's skills in this world work, and that's about it. Like that's really it. You had a full 30-minute episode and you really did next to nothing. Like there was hardly any world building. Like it just I don't know, it was very generic. So yeah, that one to me was just a 5. Like, there wasn't anything bad, there wasn't anything good about it, so it was
I
just average.
I saw someone's video talking about isekai slop and I'm like, Are people finally
Yeah.
catching on to it? Is it starting to really show itself to all the other viewers that we're just getting the most ridiculous isekais
Yeah.
constantly?
No.
But
But at the same time, it's just like the more ridiculous it is, I feel like the better chance it has of doing well. But when you have something like this, where it's like a guy's sucked into a video game and he's playing on hell mode, like it's not like if you don't give me some good world building and just like in general character building off the bat, like I'm not interested. So yeah, to
it's
me, this was just very just bleh.
yeah, it's a weird balance where sometimes you want the over exaggerated goofiness and sometimes you want real structured hard nosed type isekai. Like, I'm thinking like
Yeah,
isekai into another world as a vending machine versus
yeah,
ReZero. It's like two wildly different isekai, but still
still
within
gonna
the
watch both.
still within the same genre and still gonna watch both.
Yeah.
Um my low score is a 5.5. I gave that to I wrote I wrote it like half down, so I'll say the full title. You can't be in a rom com with your childhood friends.
Oh, okay, I gave this one a 7. Like it was good, but it wasn't
It's
great. It was yeah. I don't know. What are your notes on it?
I said it's an etchy harem with an annoying MC and quirky love interest. It's slop, but it's just the right kind of slop to satisfy the dumb rom com itch you get every once in a while.
Yeah.
Like it's
Uh,
it's not it's it is it's not good by any means, right? If you have a hankering for watching an etchy harem rom com, then this will be right up your alley. If you don't have that itch or it's not in your wheelhouse, then I would just stay away from it. It's not the greatest. Episode 1 didn't
yeah.
impress. It sucks you in with how overly sexualized uh some of the characters can be.
Yeah. And I don't know if I just said what I scored it, but I'm giving it a 6. I can't remember if I said it or
You
not,
said
but
7.
yeah, I am gonna dumb it down to a 6.5 because yeah, it is a lot hornier than I really wanted the series to be.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, it literally starts off
like
the first like minute. It starts off with the character waking up and the girl's like in his bed,
yeah, and
and
then
it
she climbs out his window and it's just a panty shot.
yeah.
Yeah,
Then
I
it's
I
panty
know.
shot, and then there's a scene where two of the characters are sitting on his lap and basically grinding on him. But they're like, "Oh, we're just trying to just being
Just trying to copy
funny,
your
just
homework.
trying to copy your
Haha.
homework." And I'm like,
Yeah.
the whole time I was watching it, this is how old I am now. The whole time I was watching it, I was like, where the fuck are all the parents and teachers? Where are they? What's going
Yeah.
on? How are they getting away with this? And like, that's my old ass is just like, don't you guys do something in school other than be horny for each other? Don't you do, I don't know, like schoolwork? Like, where is everyone?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I if it gets an English dub, maybe I'll continue it, but
it
probably not.
it gave God, I'm gonna forget the name. It was so long ago. I think this is like 3 years ago at this point. It was that love triangle one. I think it was honestly just called like harem triangle, where like in the first episode, it was like all of the cliche things that happen to a guy in an etchy harem, where like girls running with toaster mouth slams into each other and like he fell on her boobs, and like next one like girl slips downstairs and like basically just pelvic thrusts his face and like sits on him. It was like all the stupid cliche stuff, and I watched the first episode like, what is this? I can't remember what it is. It was something like triangle. I remember triangle was in the name, I think, but it's
Ayakashi Triangle?
yeah, I think it was that one. I think it was
Yeah,
like
I didn't
just
I didn't watch
etchy.
that one.
Oh, I know. I watched the first episode and I was like, I'm good. Like dudes getting butt slammed by girls in
Was
episode
the
1.
was the main guy a ninja slash red haired or no?
No, maybe it wasn't Ayakashi Triangle then. I there was
Okay.
some there it was some really ridiculous over the top one. It just reminded me of that with how like oh, he's getting into such quirky, weird situations with
Wow,
girls. Who would have
Izawi.
got yeah, and you only meet 2 of the 4 that are advertised in the opening sequence. So I'm like, I think I'm fine not knowing. If I might go into your boat with your isekais and like if it gets an English dub, maybe, but it's on the bottom for a reason. So I'm likely not
Yeah,
gonna finish it.
agreed. Um, I do have one 6 in here. So that 6 is Scum of the Brave.
Hey, I gave it a 6.5, so we're kind
Okay.
of on the same page.
Similar wavelengths there. For me, I put this is just fine, nothing bad, nothing really great. Although, unlike most episode ones, this one didn't have like a self-contained arc or story that just like wraps up after the first episode. Like it's just, I believe, continues into episode two, and I don't
Yeah.
know if it's resolved in episode two. So it's just one of those things like I like the fact that it didn't stick with the trend where it's just like, here's episode 1 and here's what the whole show is about. Like it does that, but it like still has part of the story in it and it just is like we're
Yeah.
just going to get into it. We're not going to just like do
It's
one self-contained thing and then just go from there.
it felt more old school in that style where it's like
Yeah.
it's one it I feel like for this season they set it up as being this like a mini arc to start, but it feels like it could be a long extended arc for like that could encompass the entire season.
Yeah.
So I can appreciate that. I agree. I said it's a unique concept with an interesting premise, but lackluster cast of characters. Um,
Even the
it's
world setting too was just like there was
it was just
nothing
kind of
there.
yeah, it was kind of plain. I said it's a bit frustrating in terms of their personality traits constantly conflicting with everyone else's. It's like each one, each character they introduced had such a like grounded and like um what's
Grounded personality.
yeah, but it not even that. It's also that they were like constantly at odds with everyone else. That like it felt like no one could get along with one another. Like
They're all
everyone's
jaded.
yeah, it's like basically everyone is a Pokemon and they're all like the weak to one another and strong against one another. They're like there's no neutrality, there's no level ground, there's no. It felt like they were gonna constantly just be bickering, and it's that to me is annoying, right? Um,
Yeah.
I said the one thing that stood out the most, though, even beyond the characters, was that it was cute and fun and whimsical at times, and then just overtly gory at
Yeah,
other
that
times. And
was kind of odd.
I'm like, huh. And it's just kind of a quick switch back and forth. And I'm like, that's it wasn't like uh God, I'm off today. We're recording in the morning and my brain is slow.
Yeah, we're
It's
on holiday right now, so it's
yeah.
10:30 here, 11:30 for you, and it's just like we're not used to this.
People are like 11:30 and you're tired. Like, listen, I was up late. Um, it's not like Madoka Magica, right? Where it kind of fits
Yeah,
it fits it perfectly, and you get that uneasiness early on. So you're like, okay, this is just gonna be like the cutiness is just a veil. It's a disguise to hide the true identity. This one's like, we are cute, but we'll also chop your head off or curb stomp you. And I'm like,
yeah,
Jesus.
it's fine. Like it's not great. I'm not gonna continue this one. This one is on Crunchyroll, but like they didn't give enough. I feel like
Yeah,
of like the world and that they're in because they kind of just like these people who hunt down mafioso who are enhanced with things are called braves. And that was like the only explanation you get of their job. And
yeah.
that's it. And there's no like this is the main bad guy. This is like there are these how many like there's just no rundown of anything. The city that they were in, it just seemed like it was just potentially just Tokyo, and that's it. Like it just I
Mm-hmm.
don't know.
No, I
So
agree.
yeah,
I'm right there with you.
do you have any sixes on your list, like straight sixes?
Yeah, my only one is there was a cute girl in the heroes party.
Okay. I gave this one a 7 actually.
I
I yeah, no, you go. You
I was
go.
gonna say
This is
I didn't mind it. It was again, this is an isekai. It's funny-ish take on the human versus demon battle. I made a note to say that the main character is a Chunibuyo, and I love it. Like the
yeah.
I'm the demon lord, blah blah blah,
Yep.
and I'm like, oh, I appreciate that. Um, but the rest of the characters are just kind of eh. I'm gonna give it a few more episodes though, but I don't have a lot of expectations for it. I just it for a first episode, it didn't leave a lasting impression. I felt like it was really safe with its approach. Like they didn't try to do anything to get people to watch. And we always harp on like first episodes are key, especially when you have 65, 70 new series. Feels like dropping
Yeah.
every single season. Like the list just gets bigger and bigger. So,
Yeah. No,
but
I agree.
it was fun enough. Again, nothing over the top. There's nothing crazy about it. It's just it finds a girl cute, and the demon happened to have been isekai'd from his other world.
Yeah.
It's there's nothing much else to it. So I think I'm gonna give it another 2 episodes, give it the old college try, but I don't anticipate it going much above a 7, 6.5. If it gets to a 7,
Yeah.
I'll be pretty impressed. But
So I did give the first episode a 7. My notes were here. This is a dumb show, but I love it regardless. This is the type of stupid trash I can get behind. Also helps that the characters are actually fun. Like I think that the main character, like the main character and the girl that, he's pursuing, granted the girl's kind of a wet blanket of a personality type,
what?
but like the main guy that or the main character, which I didn't realize this was an isekai like going into it, so that's kind of a surprise to me.
Yeah,
But I do like the main character. I like the rest of the heroes party seemed a bit more fleshed out than the person that he is going after.
yeah,
But like I like what I was shown. The mom of the girl was also really funny. That whole scene of just kind of being introduced there was really good. But also, I like that this seems to be a show early on where we are going to get like a main character kind of dating situation where it's not we're going to have to wait 15 seasons before they get together or before they start dating. Like it seems like they'll get together pretty early on. And yeah, no, I'm going to continue this for at least a couple more episodes to see how it goes.
hmm
Spoilers, I did watch episode 2 already. I did enjoy it. It was a little bit better than episode 1, I would say, but still like it's good. I'm enjoying the show. So I'll be watching this one for a little bit longer. Um I have a 6.5, which I don't believe you watched, unless if you watched anything on High Dive.
no,
Reincarnated as a dragon hatchling. So I gave this a 6.5, and
okay,
basically my notes here are: have you ever wanted to be reincarnated as an egg and then a dragon? Well, this show answers all those questions. It was fun, but not great. Might watch if I have time, but highly doubtful. If this gets an English dub next season, because High Dive, like, unless it's like a really big show, they don't do a simul dub. They'll do a dub the following season. So if this gets one in the spring, I
mm,
might go back to this one, but otherwise, it's not. It's fine. Um, I do wish I had watched the Reincarnated as a Spider show, or So What I'm a Spider,
yeah,
because I kind of wish I had more to compare this to as to how well done it was. Um, in terms of like being reincarnated in anything other than a human. Like I know I can compare to the vending machine show, which is a horrible comparison because we all knew that show was not going to be good. The Reincarnated as a Sword show is actually legitimately good, and
yeah,
I think is probably the best or top tier show of being like reincarnated as like an inanimate object of sorts or just like a different being of sorts.
hmm
So yeah, I really don't have much to compare this to for animals rather than like inanimate objects. But it was fun, but it wasn't great.
yeah.
So yeah. Uh,
Um, my other 6.5 is my it's. I don't know if it'll be surprising to you. It'll probably be surprising to most people though, just based on initial feedback. But I gave Timon's B side a
I did
six and a
not
half.
watch this one. This was one that I didn't get to, but I also was just like, I'm not. I feel like I'm not gonna miss too much on this one. So
So
yeah, let me give it to me. Why six and a
well,
half?
so I've watched episode 2, and then I was watching episode 3 earlier and had to stop. But um, I my notes were just fast. It was wholly fucking fast. Like it just the premise of this show is girl has her Oshi is one of the members of a boy group called Face. It's a 5-man boy group, and she's obsessed. Obsessed. Like in her room, there's only things of him, like acrylics,
Right.
posters, like that level of obsessed. Has a job cleaning houses, and she's like, I think she's 16, so she's in high school. This is just a part-time job. Gets
Mm.
assigned to a new house because the other cleaner is sick. Goes over. Who could it be? Oh, It's her Oshi's house. And you would think normal people that are that obsessed. By the way, what I'm saying right now, this happens in the first 4 minutes. And I'm not kidding. This is the first 3 to 4 minutes of the episode. So we're not even a quarter of the way through. Okay. You'd think someone who gets to see their Oshi, it would just like freak out if they're an obsessed fan, right? No, calm as
Yeah.
a cucumber. Calm as a cucumber.
Oh,
Could not care. And then comes this like back and forth. The whole premise of the show is this dude, his onstage persona is wildly different than his at-home persona. He has to put on so many layers of a mask to even get to be like this sexy, wild character that he plays in the boy band. Because that when he's alone in his house, he has black hoodie, black sweats, and his nickname is Gloomy Hara. Because he just looks like he's depressed and sad and thinks he's human excrement and a waste upon the earth, and so
well,
like
damn.
yeah, like it's the humor is there. It's just the first episode was so fast. So then we get this large chunk of time where she's like doing these trainings with him basically to be like, you're not garbage. You are the love of everyone's life. You are a god amongst your fans. Pull it together. And like she starts doing things beyond what a household cleaner does. Because you think household cleaner, all they do is come in and they'll clean and tidy up things and then leave. No, she's cooking for him. She is like she does meal prep and stuff. She's like bathing him at times. Like it's weird.
That's a bit odd. I was
Like
gonna say the
I say
I
I
feel
say
like the
bathing.
cooking cleaning
I say
part is
bathing, but it's like a shot of him. This is in the second episode, but it's like a shot of him where he like tried to cook. It didn't go well, and so she like basically like threw him clothed in the bath, scrubbed him up, and then blow dried his hair, and then that was it.
blew him.
Yeah, she blew him. Like it wasn't like she's like it's not like the creepy scenes of like let me rub your back while you bathe, stepbrother. Like no, it wasn't like that. But anyway, so the first episode ends with her going to a concert and she's mentally been like, all right, I need to stay away from him. I can't claim him as like I get these interactions with him, but I am a fan. If I get too attached, it's gonna be bad because I can't steal him away from all these other fans. And like she's at the
Yeah.
concert, he somehow sees her, and she's like way up. It's not like she's in the pit. She's way up in the stands.
Oh
It's
god.
dark. He sees her. Halftime comes because these types of shows have half times. No
Sure.
joke.
Okay.
She's walking out. Closed door. No window on it. Closed door. Okay? This is authorized personnel only. She just walks by it. Guess who? He opens the door,
Yoink.
pulls her in, and I'm like, how did he know? How did he know? Whatever. And then it's a whole thing about how like he needs her. Like the gloomy side of him needs her to help him out and be there for him and support him. And then it's now become like she's there to help him out, but the problem is she's falling more in love with his gloomy side than his wild, sexy lead boy band side. So it was just, and that's the first episode. Like it's so fast. And like some people like that. Like some people are like, yes, get me right into it. I want to dive. There's only 6 inches of water. I'm gonna swan dive into that bitch so fast. I don't care if I'll break my neck. Like it was just a lot. And the concert was CGI, which was a little like ugh, it's a little gross. Which was weird because they're in the first seconds they show them performing a concert and it's not CGI, but whatever. I digress.
Yeah.
It was fine. Like people were freaking out, I think, because it's done by JC staff, and they were like, "Oh, so this is where all the money went from One Punch Man season 3. They all put it into Timon's B-side." And I'm like, "Calm down, calm down." It was one scene, and it wasn't even like the animation was stellar. It was just like flashing colors and fluid. Like that's it.
Yeah.
But it was like a literal like 5 to 10 seconds. So cool it. But yeah, it's like I said, I watched the second episode. I started watching the third. It's fine. It's decent enough. I can't imagine it getting above a 7 though. For me, I think it's just gonna stay right in that 6.5, 7 range. It's just okay.
Okay. Are you gonna continue watching it or no?
Probably because my wife likes it. She got mad that I watched the first episode. Oh, I forgot to mention. disclaimer, warning, huge PSA. If you watch the first episode of Timon's B-side, do not watch it with headphones on. I pray to you, do not watch it with headphones on. There is a scene. I'm going to spoil this one bit because this should be one of those
Did
like
it do things to your ears that you
yes,
didn't want?
yes. There should be like a like you know how they do like epilepsy warnings and like flashing colors or like
Yeah.
sensitive subjects
Yeah.
like right. They needed to have that warning at the beginning of the episode because there's a scene where she cooks for him and he eats it and then the switch flips and he goes into his like his boy band persona, right? And it startles her and he like basically crawls on top of her and he's like, that chicken was delicious. And I'm like,
Oh,
I was like,
didn't need that.
No, he like licked his lips. It was like, and I'm like, and they did like the ASMR, like they for sure went like with an actual ASMR ear and did that. I'm like, no. That was gross. I did not like that. Thanks for the not warning.
I didn't like your interpretation of it. That was not fun.
Well, and that was a gross one. He did like a sensual, like lick the lips and then at the end. And I'm like, and it was so airy. I'm like, gross. I almost threw my headphones like when I listened to that. I was like, oh, I was like, that is a jump scare. Oh my God. But yeah, just a warning. But yeah, let's move on.
Let's move on. I have another 6.5. The Daily Life of a Part-Time Torturer. I don't know if you watched this one or not.
I stayed away from that one. I only heard pretty bad,
it was
mediocre.
It was on your one episode try. It was 3 episodes for me, but I'm dropping this one. My only notes were, yeesh, not the greatest showing off the rip. Like,
Oof.
it basically introduces what I assume is going to be the 4 main characters. And I thought that this would be like kind of like a similar show in the vein of 'Tis Time for Torture, where it just shows the different types of torture. It's like, no, they just you hear just a bunch of people yelling, and you occasionally see like one of the main characters just being like, "Oops," because they overdid something or whatnot, and it wasn't good. It wasn't compelling. I do think that the main characters are fun themselves. I think they are well written. Everything else about this show was just yikes. It was not very good.
I heard the same thing, so I was like, I'm fine.
Yeah,
I watched 19 first episodes, so I'm like, I don't need it.
Yeah, so there's that. Then I was gonna say, I think I've watched 3 now that you haven't watched. So there's one more that you have potentially that I have not watched, but we'll see.
Probably.
Do you have any more 6s? Because I'm in the 7 territory.
We're in the 7s.
Lovely. Next up, I have as a 7 is Kaya-chan Isn't Scary. I don't know where you rate this one. I assume that
I had it as a
7.5.
Yeah, I had it as a 7.5.
So similar vibes. I just said adorable and creepy wrapped in one. Like, I think that this was a lot of fun, but also just like it was creepy. I think this was creepier than a good amount of other shows. I did watch the English dub because this is getting a simul dub for whatever reason. And I will probably continue watching the show as a simul dub rather than, giving it a lot of like attention and just focusing on it while watching subtitled.
Yeah, I mean, there's no more notes. It's basically like if Junji Ito's personality came out, but then he still wrote his creepy stuff. Because if for anyone who doesn't know, Junji Ito is like, he is the polar opposite of Hayao Miyazaki. Where like Miyazaki is a depressed, sad human being, but creates like lovely, beautiful movies. Junji Ito is a joyful ball of adorableness, but creates the most disturbing, unnerving shit you'll ever read. So it gives that where it's like really cute, and then it is quite quite terrifying at times.
Yep, agreed. And then the other 7 that I have is Jack of All Trades, Party of None.
That I did not watch.
Okay, so my notes on this was I found this way more fun than I thought it would be. It is definitely going to be another, I've been kicked from the hero's party, now I'll do my own thing, and the old party will probably be in shambles. But, like, it did it well enough that I enjoyed it, because it was one of those things that there was no like inherent violence over, leaving the party. It was just, hey, we found a person who does this one specific job better than you did, or than you do it right now, because the main character was initially a swordsman and then they were missing an enchanter, so they had him switch jobs as he was really getting good with a sword. So
Mhm.
his enchanting skills aren't the greatest, but they are still very good to be in the hero's party. So like he kind of leaves and everybody, there's one other clan that basically pulls him in and was like, "Hey, if you are not doing anything, we are not asking you to join our clan. We are running a training exercise for our clan though and trying to, get these people down to this floor of the dungeon. Will you help us be one of the instructors because you will provide, invaluable resources to this?"
Mhm.
And he talks to other people. He's like, let me think on it. Talks to other people around town that he's had a meaningful impact on. And he feels like he's let down now that he's no longer in the heroes party. And they're like, no, never feel that way. Like, if you can have anybody say thank you, to you throughout the day, that means that you are needed and you are valuable. And so, the fact he kind of reflects on that, thinks, oh, if that's the case, then these people who are very high up in the world are like counting on me and want me to do this for them. They'll pay me well, etc. Like that's not really the reason why I would do it. So yeah, I'm gonna do this. And the episode ends with him being like, yeah, I'll go with you. And I think that it was a well done episode one. I think that it gives a good amount of life, or like a small amount of life to the world, but a good amount of life to the side character and main characters that we'll see throughout the series,
Mhm.
to the point where it's like, yeah, I'll watch a couple more episodes, see where it goes, and if this is, the way I think it will, then yeah, I'll continue watching it. More than likely, I'll watch the English dub. I don't know if I'll be watching the subtitle version of this because the English dub was actually very good, well done. I really enjoyed it. The characters, the voices fit the characters in my opinion. So yeah, no, I thought this was a lot more solid than I gave it any credit for. So
Nice.
yeah. Any other sevens for you before we get into the point fives?
I got three. You're probably not gonna like two of them, but so
Okay.
I'll start with the other one. So I gave Demon King's Daughter is Too Kind a 7.
Did not watch, so that is all
It
you.
was it was cute. It was emotionally damaging and brutal all in one episode. It literally starts off with the demon army like destroying a whole like city, and like it's intense. It's really it was wild. I was like, what did I click the wrong episode? Which honestly, I could have, because I made a TikTok about Demon King's Daughter is Too Kind, not about the show itself, but then on Crunchyroll, their whole system is kind of poopy, doo doo butt. Like it literally had the Demon King's Daughter is Too Kind, but the show synopsis was for JJK, the Calling Arc.
Yep.
So that was the first thing. And I didn't even notice it when I recorded the video. Someone pointed out, and I was like, oh my God, you're right. That is wild. And I started the episode. Tell me why. I mean, I know why, but
Tell me why.
ain't nothing but a heartache. Tell me why a first episode of a new series would get a skip recap.
Somebody
Like
just
I
did. Like they probably just added it
No,
to
it's just
every show.
it's AI. It's all of it. It's just stupid AI push out. What was I watching recently? Where I'll get to it next actually because it's my next one. So I'll hold off. But like that frustrated me, but not related to the show. It was cute.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm gonna continue watching it all too much. I'll probably watch another episode or two, but like the way that they were able to take a really cute character and keep putting her into situations that are emotionally damaging. Like the whole first episode was around like the whole premise of the show is the Demon King's Daughter is Too Kind. All right? It's literally the title of the show. The Demon King pulls in one of his generals and is like, "Look, my daughter is too nice. I need you to make her ruthless. Okay? So go out there and teach her
Mm.
how to be a demon." And obviously the Demon King kind of coddles his daughter, which is adds some comedic relief, right? But then he'll
Yeah.
just do something and like ravage a city, and I'm like, okay, we
What
gotta
the?
we gotta hold we gotta hold on, we gotta calm down. Um, but like the first arc is the general takes her to a little town and is like, okay, you're gonna go steal a yam from that old lady, and then the the daughter goes up and she like has a little script and she reads it off, and the lady's like, oh, you're playing a demon, that's so cute, like, yes, here you go. And she's like, can you get up? And he's like, then the daughter was like, asked something, and the woman's like, oh no, I'm sorry, I can't move my legs, the doctor says that I'm gonna be like this. And the daughter's like, okay, and then heals her, and then just like, come on, let's go play. And then the woman's like, oh my god, you healed me. And then you're like, you think that's the emotional part? Nope. Then you find out at one point her whole entire family died, and all she has to remember them by are these little stuffed animals she made. So what does the Demon King daughters do? She animates them and brings them to life. So now they're like with her for like in reminder of her family. I'm like, oh my god,
Oh my
what is
god.
happening?
Oh,
I was like, I thought this
the
was just gonna be cute.
trauma.
Yeah, exactly. So it's
The
just,
tra-
I was like, oh my god. But it's cute. It, like, there's one scene that made me feel awkward to watch as an adult, where like the daughter's like to the general is like, come and find me, we're playing hide and seek, and she has like a 2-minute song about playing hide and seek, and it's sung like a little child, and I'm like, I don't know if
yeah.
I'm gonna get put on a list if I keep watching this. I feel like this is weird. But no, it was cute. I like I said, I'll probably give it another episode or two. It's gonna be the one where I'll remember it way late in the year, and if I'm feeling down, I'll be like, you know what? Let's go watch Demon King's Daughter is Too Kind.
This emotionally distressing, adorable show.
It was for a first episode too, so I'm like, oh god, what's in store next? Like, Jesus.
Yeah, that was one that I don't think I had on my list, and if I did, it
It
was
was
not.
it was one that
Yeah,
I think it came out a little earlier too, like the
it
first
did. Okay,
episode.
so I had 0 for this one. You had 1. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Um.
Okay.
All right, another 7. I have Kaguya-sama Stairway to Adulthood.
Okay, I gave this one an 8. So
So my thing was like, it's still the same humor, still the same running jokes, it's still
mhm.
Love is War, but you finally get, as the title suggests, Stairway to Adulthood. You get them like maturing and becoming, more adult like, right? Presidents going off to college in America, like they're all kind of doing their own things, getting ready for graduation, yada yada. But Jesus Christ, there's one sequence of events that happens, and you just go, what the fuck? And they make it humorous at the end, but it's still like, as you're watching it, you're like, I don't know if I should be watching this. This got really weird. This is not Love is War. Um,
yeah,
it, like, again, I understand it was bound to happen as things progressed in the series, and again, like, you're seeing them mature.
grow up.
But it's more just the seeing it that was like jarring. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah,
So yeah, it wasn't fantastic. It wasn't terrible. It was just kind of middle of the road. It's not a 5, right? 5 is like mediocre. I'm gonna pass on it. It was just a 7 in terms of
yeah.
like it being a decent enough anime.
Yeah, I gave it an 8. My notes for it were, man, they really skipped over a lot. But it was still very good. I think that what was presented was very well done. I do like the fact that, and minor spoilers here, they did go into the one side arc of fuck, I'm already the president. I can't remember the actual name. The
I just call him
president's dad.
president. Oh,
Yeah,
his dad.
President Shirogane's dad,
Yeah.
Miyuki Shirogane, his dad becoming a streamer. That whole arc, the fact that they kept that in and like K's bit in that as well, that
Yeah.
shit is so fucking
Again,
funny.
like there was the Love is War type humor in it, and I loved it.
Yeah.
But like
Uh
the core bits were just like, whew.
yeah. And then I thought going into this that this was like the end of the series. I didn't realize they are at the end like of the credits they do show that, hey, we are going to have one last movie to basically tie up the rest of it, and I can't remember if it's going to be an original ending or if it's
I
going to be adapting what's the last basically major arc of the manga.
we're
If they don't do that last major arc, I am just morbidly curious as to what they are going to do for the original ending, because the last arc of this series is so batshit crazy and
D-
fun that I'm just like, I hope that they do, but I
yeah.
could see them just doing something completely different. So
Word on the
time will
street
tell.
is that it's an original anime ending, which I know
Okay,
is,
so
has,
yeah,
has upset a lot of the manga readers, but
yeah,
we'll see.
like I'm not
It's
gonna be bent out of shape about it, but like it is kind of sad because
yeah,
yeah, that show that last arc is so fucking wild. But yeah, there are a lot of definitely good side arcs that like for all the side characters that they skipped that I'm kind of sad that they skipped. Like God, poor Ishigami. They glanced over all of his side stuff, which is so incredibly well done. But also, I get that it was a bit more serious than the rest of the series was.
yeah.
So I kind of get it from
Well,
that standpoint. But boy, howdy, was that such a fucking loss that we didn't get that.
yeah, less so now after the things that we got in Stairway to Adulthood, but yeah,
No, it's more
his
serious than that. But yeah,
well, no, I mean like I liked his even in when we found out about some of the background in what was it season two? Season two, I think.
yeah.
Um, but yeah. All right, and then my last seven. This is the one you'll probably be upset about. Is Wash It All Away.
No, that's
I
fine. I gave it a 7.5.
Yeah, I said cute episode, calm, peaceful. Who knew washing clothes would be so fun? I'm gonna just preface this by saying this is a joke, so calm yourself. In my notes, I said next year I want the Paint Your Feelings Away anime where we watch paint dry.
You
And
just watch Blue Period.
I just yeah, I know. I said it was lovely. It's a good anime to watch as a stressful day. It's a full watch, but it's nothing fantastic. They add a twist, right? They're like they hint at it. They don't just come out and blatantly say it, but they
Mhm.
hint at it. So you're like, okay, there's something we can slowly uncover. But at its core, it's girl runs a laundry, cleaner. So
Yeah.
it's fine. It's just
Yeah.
it's fine.
So going into this, I said that, or my notes here was going into the season. This was my dark horse.
You did.
I I did, and I still think that it was a good show. Like it's not great. Like I knew what episode one was going to be. It's more so I say it's a dark horse because I'm curious as to what they will do to continue the show, like where this series will go,
Mhm.
because there is like as you were alluding to a not necessarily mystery, but mystery to be solved here as to what happened, and I'm looking forward to seeing where they go with that angle. So yeah, this
Yeah.
could like I feel like this has a floor of a 7, but it can be much higher depending on what they do. So yeah, no, first episode 7.5.
Mhm.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was a pretty show. It's well animated, and they make laundry service, laundry and cleaning, etc. Like interesting. I mean, it's fun,
As interesting
but
as it can be, but yeah, no,
yeah.
I get you.
So um, I only have eights and above going on. Do you have any more in the sevens?
I have couple 7.5s.
Okay,
I put Tis Time for Torture Princess season 2 as a 7.5.
I gave that
Still,
an 8.
still running gags. It's still fun. Still can be fresh. It's does a good job of balancing running jokes with new lines of humor without sacrificing its core identity. It's a good watch. It's just fun, right?
Yeah, I gave it
It's
an 8. Return to form. Can't wait for more hijinks. Like the fact that they make a season 2 joke in here that they like start the season with her having quote unquote amnesia and
yeah,
forgetting her memories. Like and it's just like okay, we're starting the season out very strong here.
yeah.
Like it was yeah, I really enjoyed what they did, and I'm looking forward to more. So
Uh,
yeah,
My Hero Academia Vigilante season 2, I have a 7.5. I basically just said we're getting into the fun stuff now. Um, you kind of jump right back into it, right? There's no real quick, introduction period. It's like, no, we're getting right into the swing of things. We're going into our next big arc. Um,
yeah,
so it was good, exactly what I expected. Nothing crazy with it, right? It's vigilantes. I don't. I think it's better than the original My Hero. That's me, but It's
I
still
agree.
nothing like, spectacular by any means.
I
But it's good.
I gave this an 8.5. I really enjoyed this first episode. My notes here: fun start to season two. That shows that issues happening in season one weren't just part of a small prefecture in Tokyo, but it's kind of all over Japan.
Yeah.
Looking forward to the rest of this, and I am genuinely curious if season two will be a full adaptation of the rest of what's out, or the rest of the series, because the series is not
It's not that long.
super long.
I
I'm
I
trying to
don't
find it on my shelf because I have it all. I just don't know where it is.
I think it's been a little bit since I read. I haven't
It's
read it.
15 volumes.
I haven't read it all. I want to say though, where episode 1 starts is like volume 5. I think it's not. There's a good amount. There's a good chunk left. I think they've we'll say teased, but based on the opening sequence plus the card title, I think I know where it's gonna end, ish. So there should be plenty more left.
Yeah, okay. So there will probably be 3 seasons because
Yeah.
they ended at the very beginning of volume 5.
Okay. That's
So
okay. So I wasn't that far off. So they started volume
yeah,
6. So yeah, there should be
no,
at least.
they're in volume 5 right now because the
Oh,
the
you're saying episode 1 and
s-
it. Yeah. Okay. Hey,
season 1 ended at the first 2 chapters of volume 5, so they
look
are
at
still
this.
in volume 5.
Like a steel trap. This memory is a steel trap. um.
But yeah, I gave it an 8.5. I really enjoyed it. I thought that they did a just overall fantastic job with
I think I
this.
gave a 7.5 mainly just because this is kind of a cheat, but I know it's going to get significantly better. So I anticipate this ending the season at 8.5.
Yeah,
So, but as
that's
a
fair.
first episode alone, I thought 7.5 was fair. And then I think the surprising one for myself included, I have Tune Into the Midnight Heart as a 7.5. I
I
like
gave this an 8.
I said it's a great twist for a slice of life rom com anime. Like I love a good twist in those types of series. I hate the MC, irritating, power trippy personality. Uh, and I like the characters. I like the other characters that they introduce. But
Yep.
there and the cliffhanger was enough to grab my attention. It just it felt like there was something really missing in episode 1. I think it was they were so focused on giving each character already like their time in the spotlight that I think it detracted from some of the other elements that could have like enhanced it. Like whether it was learning more about like him and his upbringing and why he's got this weird. I mean, like again, they do like a quick little like they gave everyone like a quick enough backstory blurb shout out where you get an idea or a sense for them. But because they spread it out so evenly, I think it left a little bit more for viewers to be like, hey, this is the first episode. Let's just focus on one key thing and get to it. The cliffhanger did that, the twist did that. But I was like, oh man, if we just had more around that, like leading up to that, like just give me more fuel to put on that fire, right? To really like let that ending sequence sink in. Like that would have been it. But again, it was still good. I have high hopes that this will be one of the top um, rom
Rom
coms
coms.
for the season for me. There is a clear first, though. I'll say that it shouldn't be surprising to many. But I do think that this is going to be a really solid one, nonetheless.
Yeah. No, I gave this an 8. I don't really have many notes outside of what you've said. I said fun first episode that doesn't stray away from the source material. All the girls are personable, and the MC is still a piece of crap.
Yep. Yeah.
So, yeah, no, I agree. I'm intrigued. Episode 2 is out. I don't know when it came out, but I do need to get to it. So,
Yeah.
yeah, no, is a good time. But yeah, the fact that it ends on that kind of cliffhanger, and you're like,
I know.
ooh.
And it was
So
great.
yeah,
I wish there was a little bit more lead into it.
that's fair. But yeah, no, this is an 8 for me. Did you have any others or no?
I'm into the eights.
All right,
The
I
eights
am
are
too.
greats.
I am too, and I don't think people are going to be happy with my first. Basically, I've already gone over most of my eights. I only have one 8 left. and that is Jujutsu Kaisen: The Culling Game.
I gave
So
it an 8 as well.
okay, fair enough. Yeah, I said that. Okay, and hear me out. My notes here are a lot harsher than an 8 grade, but that's
Oh,
because
mine are too.
I feel like with Jujutsu Kaisen, you are expecting a lot from a series that is as critically acclaimed as it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I get it. It's shonen. It's not going to be like the best of the best, but yeah, my notes here was I wasn't a huge fan of like of the crudeness of some of the animation. Like there are like points in time where they are doing like a fight scene, and I get it just because, you know, it is what it is. You're not going to get into super duper detail of things. Like there was a point in time where in one of the fight scenes it's just kind of very like a lot of things are blocky, and at one point they like crash into a brick wall or building or floor, and there are like bricks flying, and then like you can see they just added more bricks
Mm-hmm.
like out of just like ran like thin air, and it was just like it was kind of weird. But I feel like there was a more of a crudeness here than there was in previous seasons that I just kind of didn't really like. I also didn't like the fact that it started with so much like time skipped and like and answers zero of the questions that it will present to you. Essentially, like where like okay, we know that we're still in Tokyo, we're still in kind of like Shibuya area where now demons kind of run rampant. We know that.
Curses.
Curses, sorry. But like we don't know where anybody is. We don't know why Yuji Itadori now is with it's minor spoilers here. We don't know why he's teamed up with Chono now. Like
Choso.
there's so Choso, sorry, not Chono. Choso. Like there's so many things that you're like, why is this
So
happening? Why is this happening? Why is this happening? And absolutely none of it is answered.
so I'm gonna answer a couple things for you, but I'm also going to lead into um my notes on it. So the
Yeah.
Yuji Choso thing, it's again, it's like one of those quick conversations. They're both a part of the like uh curse egg paintings, right? And they have a relation to Kenjaku, who is the brain thing that took over Gato.
Mm.
Okay. And we get in, and that's in episode 1. This is not, if you haven't seen episode 1 yet and you haven't read it, sorry, but that also was revealed in season 2 in the Shibuya incident. Okay, so you at this point you're too far behind, and you shouldn't be listening to us explain
I
Jujutsu
did say
Kaisen.
minor spoilers ahead,
Yeah.
so
So that's the Choso thing. The Where the characters left off is a little interesting because the last sequence we see in season 2 is like Gato being like, "Hey, guess what? I'm starting the calling games. Bye," and kind of like lifts off into outer space. It looks like he's just like fucks off, and then then you're like, "What's the calling game?" Um,
yeah.
and then
But, like, you
like the
also don't understand like, there's no explanation as to why an execution order has been sent out to, you know, on
that
Yuji
was so
other than the fact that it's like he is the holder of, Sukuna's,
this is the
like,
biggest
power.
this is one of the biggest gripes I have with this show. It requires you to remember a lot of things that are integral to the story, but then they do way too much to explain the power dynamic of the like sorcerer system. Okay, that is my big like
Yeah.
because all your questions are valid. Because I'm going back being like, when was that? It was, I think, season 1 where the principals of the different schools were like, we got to kill Yuji. And Gojo's like, no, you're not. He's my pupil. If I'm around and I'm here, you can't kill him. Otherwise, I'll come out and I'll kill you all. But because now he's sealed, deal's
They
off.
all want him dead,
They
okay.
the deal's off. They're like, Gojo's sealed. Fuck it. Do the execution order.
It's
That was
such
long
yeah,
ago.
it's such a minor detail that it's like, it
But
would've been
it's
nice when they
but it's
had, like, that
important. It's
yeah.
important to the story. And this is where I'm going to get into my notes. My notes are, did anyone like the fact that the culling game rules showed up on screen for about half a second and then disappeared? Wasn't that
I didn't
fun?
even see it. I
Wasn't
didn't
that
even see
fun?
it.
Wasn't that awesome? Just wait. Just in case you're aware, the rest of this series, and I'm not exaggerating, the rest of this series from this point on is going to be pull out your notes, pull out a glossary, pull out a thesaurus, pull out every sort of reference material you can, because you're not going to remember how things work. The level of explanation that the author has to go through, the mangaka has to go through, just to explain and make sense of the power system in Jujutsu Kaisen is gross. It's so over the top, and you lose out the important parts that are integral to the story and the plot are just left out. They're like, oh yeah, you should remember this. Was referenced here, or you should know where this character is. They were off doing things elsewhere. That was made referenced in a side conversation between two characters. But I'm gonna go and spend 35 pages just detailing Hikari's jackpot domain and how it works, and then also rationalize to viewers how technically, because he doesn't have cursed energy, but he can do reverse cursed energy, it makes sense. Like that's what we're getting into. So just be aware.
At what point in the episode are the culling games like
Literally
rules even flashed?
It's the last. So the first episode is like
like
2,
I'm
right?
like in the episode right now, and I'm just like,
well, no, it's the first episode is 2 technically. It was like It was they put out the first 2 episodes at the same time, so you're supposed to watch them back to back.
That I didn't. I just watched episode 48.
Yeah, you lost out on a lot.
So
then.
I'm fucking
confused. Yeah, that makes sense then. No, the first 2 episodes were put out at the same time. We watch kind of like back to back?
I did not realize that.
You're
Just
good.
put it all in one. You just God damn
I don't know why they did that either. Anyway,
that's so infuriating.
But the end of the end of episode 2, quote unquote, we'll just say the second half of episode 1, that's where they flash the culling game rules.
So now
and they're literally flashed.
Like, yeah, now you see why I'm so confused, because I only watched the 1 episode, not the second.
Makes total sense. But yeah, like that's it. It is a PSA to all the JJK fans out there. Expect this moving forward. Like, I think people have already come out and rated episode 2 like a 7.5 or something, which people are like, what do you mean 7.5? Like, oh my God, not JJK. How could it fall from the graces? And I'm like, 7.5 is still not bad. But people are like ragging it because it's just so much exposition and explanation and like being like, no. Trust me, people. It makes sense. Here's why. I'm going to spend 15 minutes of this episode detailing why the power system is the way it is and how these things work within that power system. Don't worry, I'm not making shit up. It does make sense, but I need to write a dissertation on it for you guys.
Yeah.
Like, that is the rest of this series. So my last note on JJK, because I'm already sick and tired of it, is I gave it an 8. I gave it an 8 with a full expectation that it's going to go down, not up. Like, I gave it an 8 thinking, like, this is only going to go down to, like, a 7. Maybe even a 6.5. I liked the culling game. I really did like reading it, but seeing it on screen and knowing exactly what we're going to have to go through each and every episode is going to make it so much less enjoyable. Because they're legit, when I read it, I was like, skipping all of the stupid bullshit because I don't need to know the different levels of Hikari's moves or why these characters are here now, like where they come from. Like, I just want you to advance the plot and then make it make sense while you're doing that. Like, don't spend half of your chapter just putting a pause on it and then making me go off and find fucking workbooks and school textbooks on how this shit works. Like that. No, not doing that.
Yeah, that seems really annoying. But yeah, I gave this an 8. It's just, God, like my last note on it, which I didn't get to, was usually starting a show / season would be good. Like, it's good to set up some questions and mystery or intrigue. This is far too many for first episode back. And again, I did only watch the first episode. I didn't realize that the first 2 came out at the same time. So that's on me, I guess. But at the same time, we had plenty other shows that did have extended episode 1s, and they benefited from having those extended episode 1s to just show that off. It's like, why not at that point just do that?
I mean, do you want my honest opinion as to why they didn't do it as like a extended 1 episode? I think it's because they're pulling the old Attack on Titan Demon Slayer thing. Just stretch it out. Because in truthfulness, I've read the entirety of JJK. Okay,
Yeah. This is like the one
they
series that
they
you've
could
read all of and I have not.
yes they could finish this. Could okay. Please note they could finish this in one season plus a like movie. Okay, they could. I think what they're gonna do is they're gonna do 2 more seasons, and it's gonna be painstakingly slow, and it's
Pity.
not gonna be fun. So,
Yep.
all right. Anyway, on with something
Anyways,
else.
on to the next one. I've got 8.5s and above left. Are you out of 8s as well?
I have one more 8. I'll be really quick about it. I gave
Okay.
Oshinoko episode 1
You
an 8.
bitch.
I said it's a satisfying start to the season after a slow previous season, which you can't even argue. The only entertaining
I
parts of the
love
last
that slow. I
that was
love that
bad. It was bad.
methodical.
No, it
No, it
wasn't
was not.
methodical. It was bad. The cliff twist the twist cliffhanger at the end of season 2 was great. I was surprised they didn't feed right into it, but we got a tame first episode with plenty to unpack. I'm going to say opposite of JJK, where I'm expecting it to go down. I'm fully expecting Oshinoko to go up for me. I'm expecting it to be an 8.5, 9, maybe even a 9.5 by the end of the season. I enjoyed the start. I'm very much looking forward to this season, and absolutely forgetting 90% of what happened last season because the last season was frustrating.
Uh, yeah, I gave it like I didn't really put a lot of notes here because again, it's the third season of a show. Um, I gave it a 9. And I said we're so back. There's a few of these that I put we're so back for. And yeah, this was one of them. Like again, I'm not gonna spoil anything that's going on, but you kind of said everything that needs to be said. The season 2 ends on a cliffhanger of sorts, and instead of feeding into it, they kind of go about their daily life. I just love that by the end of the first episode, there's some very heavy, uh, kind not necessarily emotional payoff, but just like payoff to characters' feelings
Yeah.
of just like you understand a little bit more now and you're like, "Oh boy." But also there's something said in that emotional payoff that you're like, did the other character catch it? Did they catch what they just said?"
Yeah.
And it's like, "Mm." But yeah,
No,
knowing where we're going, like I'm so excited. This is going to be a fucking hell of a season and I am so looking forward to it. Um but yeah, no, this is a 9. For me, I've got one more 8.5. Uh, since you said I think you're done with all yours.
yeah. Well, I have 8.5s too, but go for it. I've been
Oh,
talking a lot.
yeah. So you've already done My Hero Academia. So the next one I have as an 8.5 is Sentenced to Be a Hero. Now, this is a show that definitely benefited from having an extended first episode. My notes here were heavily marketed and for good reason. The series benefited greatly from an extended first episode to the point that I'm not sure I would have fully enjoyed it if it was just a normal length episode. They build out a lot of the world. They build out the main character and they're kind of like how they got there and not necessarily like the well no they did build out the how it's
Yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
like they've really built out this and fleshed out this main character. They built out their world a little bit and like left a bit more mystery intrigue there as to what's going on in the greater scheme of things. And they've introduced us to some very solid side characters that I'm looking forward to seeing more of in the future of this show. So to me, this really was a great first episode. It's a very dark fantasy. It is very gory, gruesome, and brutal. But I mean, when you're living in that type of world, yeah, it's portrayed very well.
Hmm.
I'm very like this is a full watch for me. I know you and we both had a 1 episode try on this. I'm watching the shit out of this show. This
Oh yeah.
is very, very good.
I echo everything you said. I'd like to point out too, it's an extended first episode, basically a 3-in-1 because it was almost an hour runtime.
It was yeah, like 50 minutes, I think,
I think it was
something
50.
like
I think it
that.
was 58, which is 3 full episodes almost.
I will look it up. I don't think it was quite that long.
but it still like I my notes were each minute was used effectively and with purpose. I like the fact that they spent more time on the characters and the dynamic between heroes and the generals army. I can't remember what they're called. Got a little bit to know about what's happening in the world, but more to explore there, which I can appreciate because it is such an intriguing world that they're in with like
Yeah.
just demon. It feels like demons are overtaking to a large degree, and so it's like, how did we get there, and what are these demons? Like, are they different in terms of what they can do? Like, we're seeing all these things called fairies, but like, are they all? Is it just this one demon? Right? Like, I love learning more about the world.
Hmm.
Gave kind of a like a Mashoko Tensei style, right? Where like first episode we get to know a bit about the world but more so about the characters and what's happening in it, and then as the story goes on the world just kept expanding like
Yeah, and just
infinitely.
realizing how bleak the main character is, like, in what position they're in. Because, like,
Yeah,
on one hand, you have the demons, which are like, "Yeah, we definitely need to kill these people," and then on the other hand, he's fucking set up by
yeah,
the government or the church or whatever,
whatever it is.
governing body it is, and you're just like, "Oh, that's not good."
Yeah, i love
So,
I love the
yeah,
introduction of like this like overpowered character too, right? Like it's great. Like all every aspect about it is perfect in a dark fantasy anime. Like I absolutely adore it. So it's
yeah.
certainly a full watch. No doubt. I gave it a 9 for mine.
Fair
Um
enough. Yeah, like I could feel like I could bump it up to a 9 as well, but I will say uh I watched it kind of late at night, and there was the scene before a contract is made between people, uh where it's like a solid 3 minutes of going back and forth of, no, I won't do it, do it,
yeah.
no, I won't do it. I did, since I was watching it so late at night, I did fall asleep during that and wake up and being like, what did I miss, and not knowing and
I
realizing like, oh, I didn't miss a fucking thing. I was just like, all right, I'll shave a half point
I
off there.
I think there's more to it. I don't want to
But
give too many
yeah.
spoilers to it, but I think there's more to that contract piece, and we get to see a little bit about his background too, and like why he was put into this situation to become a hero, why heroes are also like looked down upon, right? The hero, the brand of hero is like the same as saying villain
Yeah.
in this world, right? Like it's sentenced to be a hero means something.
It's like Ray Bradbury's Fahrenheit 451. It's like firefighters are not firefighters. They literally light things on fire.
Yeah, like
So,
yeah, it's an interesting concept, but I'm certainly invested in this world. It's gonna be. I think it was we kind of came into this one with the same approach to Clevitus too, where it's like,
yeah.
not really, but man, these dark fantasy ones keep creeping up and up my list. Like
Yeah, no,
they're
they're
slowly getting to the top of at list for every season. I'm like, man, I'm liking these. Give me more.
agreed.
Um,
I've got a couple other 8.5s as well,
go
if
for it.
you want me to continue.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I hope this one doesn't hurt you as much. Hell's Paradise season 2, the
No,
first episode.
I gave it an 8.5 as well. That was my
Perfect.
last 8.5.
I said no recap, just jumped right into it. Solid start back into the series. Curious if they are going to adapt the rest of the series, because again, this one's even shorter than Vigilantes. I think this one is legitimately
Like
12
12.
volumes
Yeah, I think it's
long,
12.
something like that. I can't find it on my bookshelf. Oh, there it is, and of course, all the numbers are blocked by other books. So yeah, no, I am curious to see if this will be the final season, or if the very last kind of like arc of it or part of it, they'll just make a movie for it, because I could see them taking their time here and
Yeah.
then making a movie for the final, like, the final encounter, we'll call it.
Yeah, yeah.
So I really thought it was a solid start back into the series. I do wish we got like just a slight recap of
I-
where characters are at, because like I completely forgot that Gabimaru has amnesia currently.
yeah, yeah.
Like,
There
I forgot about that. I forgot that they got like the last thing I remember is that they, and minor spoilers for the end of season 1 here, that they managed to take down one of the, we'll call them demons, like the main generals of the island. So
yeah.
like, that was the last thing I remembered. I completely forgot that Gabimaru got lost from the group. I forgot that he got amnesia and that, oh, yeah, they have, like, this weird power now that they can basically sense energy. So, yeah.
Yeah,
No,
it's uh, my
I wish
notes
there was
were
just a little bit more of a recap. That's it.
my notes were
Otherwise,
the
it was great.
exact same as like
Yeah.
I almost to a T. That's crazy. But yeah, I
Yeah.
was watching and I was like, shit, should I just go back and watch like the last episode or two just to
I had the
for a quick
same thought. I was like,
refresh?
should I? I was like, no, I got
I was
way
like,
too much
no.
shit to do.
Yeah, like once everything started playing out, I was like, oh yeah, that's right, that happened, and okay, that happened. Like, all right, I'm getting it, I'm back up to speed.
Yeah. So that's it. I've got one more 8.5, and I know this one will break your heart a little bit more. It's You and I Are Polar Opposites.
I gave it a 9.
Um, yeah. So 8.5. This I actually just watched it this morning because I was like, shoot, this was the one show I needed to watch that I completely forgot to watch. Because it was just so. It's not been marketed at all. It's not on the homepage for Crunchyroll, to my knowledge. It's just like it just slipped my mind, and it's at the very like alphabetical order. It's at the very bottom of the
Yeah,
list, so it's like shit. But I gave it an 8.5. It said such good vibes. I loved it. Also, the had a lot better animation than I had ever expected it to have. Um,
yeah,
I've read, I think, the first 6 volumes of this series. I think there's only 11 or so, totaling for this series. But
yeah, right around there.
I enjoy this series. It's not like one of my favorites, but like I do love the goofiness of it and how just some things are a lot cruder than others. Oh, there's only 8. Never mind. Um, but yeah, this series is just it's fun. It's just fun. It's good vibes. It's like go follow your heart. Tell that person you like them, and just don't live with regrets. So I really thoroughly enjoyed
Yeah,
this first episode.
this is my. So there's one other anime that comes out this year that is my other top rom com. But this is for the season. This is hands down beats out all the other ones. This is one of
Yeah.
my favorite series. I they got it. I hate the intro, not the opening sequence like the intro song, but I hate the introduction to to episode 1 because they kind of like if you haven't read it, you just think like, oh, whatever, we get to just see these characters. But for me, as someone who's read it all, I was like, fuck, you're giving away secrets. Stop it. I was like, God damn it.
Well, that's every intro ever, but yeah,
No, but it
no, I
wasn't an
get you.
intro. It was just like opening
Oh,
shots of
oh.
characters, right? It wasn't like the song or anything. It was just that sequence. And I'm like, stop,
Yeah,
stop. You're
yeah,
revealing too
that's fair.
much. Calm down.
I will say the ending sequence does that as well. They show off a
It's
lot more characters that were not introduced
I mean,
in the first episode.
it's less so the introduction of the characters, more so interactions between them, we'll say.
Mm, mm,
But the one thing I really love about this series is that the characters are super like they're all like super goofy in their own way, and you get to see all of that come out in like the different art styles that the mangaka uses. Like there's parts where they do like the super shrink down, like goofy weird stuff. Like when she's running to chase after him, she like shrinks into like a little
yeah,
like fun chibi size thing, and that's like all throughout the manga too, and it's great. I love that. I love that's like that level of humor and how you can uh portray your characters. But no, this is absolutely lovely. I don't want to give a lot away, but I will say
yep.
the greatest thing about this is that you, based on the title, you think this is only about 2 characters, and
Nope.
we'll just leave it at that. It's
Yeah.
just it's so lovely. I absolutely adore this.
It's such good vibes. It's like if you ever having a down day, like watch it. It's great.
Yeah.
I've got 4 shows left, and my top 3 are still technically intact.
So I mean, I can flip sentence to be a hero between 2 others. So
Okay.
I've got 3 left as well.
Okay,
So
I've got
I think
one that
they're
I know is not on your list, so I'll get that out of the way, and then we can go into our tops. So, Trigun Stargaze.
yep.
Uh, I gave it a 9. I said Trigun is so back. I fucking dude, this
We're so
I
back,
will.
Chads.
It's so back. Yeah, no. You can guess what my last one for "We're So Back" is, but at
Well,
the
yeah.
same time, yeah. Trigun the Stampede. I thought was incredible. I thought that the everything about season 1 was just downright and just incredible. There's no other word for it really. I know I'm kind of mincing my adjectives, but yeah, I think that coming into season 2, I wasn't sure if they were gonna go with more traditional, like, "Hey, here was the original anime Trigun, we're just gonna jump into that and just go from there," but they are kind of going a different route, so to speak, as of for episode 1, which I'm looking forward to because, again, I watched the original Trigun a few years back, didn't have any rose-tinted glasses for it, so, like, to me, ranking it or giving it a rating, it was a solid, like, 7.5. Like, I understand why people love it, but
Mhm.
at the same time, it there are things that I did not enjoy about it. So, for this to come through and just be different from the original series altogether, because, again, at the end of season 1, they hint at what characters are to come that we did not see in season 1 that people were upset about. The fact that we are getting them in season 2, it's like, "Yes, but okay, give it to me different," and they are, and I'm very,
Give
very
it to me, but different.
exactly. So,
Make it
the
dance.
characters themselves are very similar personalities, like, that hasn't changed, but the story context of what everybody is doing is different, so
Yeah.
yeah, I really enjoyed this first episode. It's so good. If you've not watched it's Trigun Stampede and then Stargaze, do yourself a favor, watch it. It's so great. It comes out every Saturday. Also, it's going to be on Hulu. So if you don't have
Oh.
Crunchyroll, you can watch it on Hulu. So
If you
there's
don't
that.
have Hulu either, you could just cry.
Yeah, or yeah,
No,
you can just cry.
you just cry.
Okay, so you've got your top 3. What is outside of your top 3 then?
No, that's it. I have 3 more. That's it.
Okay.
We're at the
Yeah,
end.
all right then. What is your number 3?
My number 3. So again, I can flip flop between flip. I can flip flop between Sentenced to be a Hero and these other two. Because honestly,
Yeah.
they were all on par. I'm gonna give number 3 to Freerin season 2. Um,
Okay.
and I'll give my top 2 to the new series. It's Freerin. That's it. You know, We
Yeah.
I love that we're still advancing the story, but in subtle ways, right? We get to see some previous characters from the last arc come back and be like, "Hey, what's up, y'all?" And we get to advance a little bit about what's going to go on in their adventure. We get to see yet another sequence of events take place where Freeren's like, "Ah, good old memories of times
Yep.
past." I love getting I love also seeing how, again, in subtle ways, because this whole anime is just like the personification of subtlety, right? Everything is advancing quietly,
Yep.
and it's great. But seeing the characters grow and develop, more and more each time they experience something, right? I'm keeping things vague for a reason because I just it's a good first episode. I don't want to give a lot away, but
That's fair.
no, it's all I could ever ask for. It's just more Freerin. I'm excited to see what's yet to come on their quiet adventure through the Shire to throughout the mountains to go visit Smaug. Oh wait, no, that's the Hobbit. I get them confused because they're very much alike. I'm gonna still
Yeah.
harp on that every time I refer to Freerin. I'm gonna be like, "Do you like the Hobbit, the book, not the movies? Do you like the book? Cool, I got an anime for you."
Yeah. This would be my number 2. I just again, my notes are very simple. We're so back. I love the fact that it comes out on Friday, so we can call it Free Run Friday. Uh, if you've watched or season 1, you'll enjoy. You probably already watched it, so it is what it
Yeah.
is. If I were to give because again, I think our top 3 are are all 3 of the same shows. I think your number 1 is going to be my number 3, and that is Shiboyuki, playing death games to put food on the table. Oh, interesting.
No,
Okay,
Shibuya
so
is my number 2.
that is your number 2. This is my number 3. I said, my word, this is beautiful, or it's beautiful, eerie, and above all else, awesome. This is how you put a spin on the death game genre. So I don't have issues with the genre as a whole. I think that there are some shows that do it better than others, um, way better than others. And this was a definitely a great way to great spin on the genre, like in
Mm-hmm.
the sense of this person has a goal of I mean, it's not like necessarily a huge spoiler, but it is a semi of a spoiler. This person has a goal of completing 100 death games, but they're also doing it because it's the best like it's the thing that they're the best at. So they're like, you know what, I may as well make this a job. Just gonna put food on my table. Yeah, so there's that. It's in the title of the fucking show if you didn't realize it. But
Yeah.
for it to be an extended first episode and just kind of show off how games can run and go, and that the fact that there are people watching them, and because these people don't necessarily want to see blood, guts, and everything else, that they replace the blood with just like cotton fluff or like stuffing. I thought that was so fucking ingenious. I thought that was great. But yeah, this show blew me away. I think that you and I, we both were like, we'll give it an episode just to see because it's got a funny title, and you know what? How bad can it be? It was incredible. I thought that this was great. This is gonna be a full watch for sure.
Yep. Um, my only additional notes are it's exactly what you want in a death game. It's mystery, suspense, intensity, and death. Most importantly, like that's what
Yeah,
makes a death game. Having obscene gore or you fell right into my trap card BS is not what makes a death game. Um, this had extremely thoughtful writing, serious amount of psychological distress. And yeah, this is one where you look at it and you're like, yeah, this certainly deserves an extended episode. You don't want it to rush through, right? It also, what I really appreciated about it is that it lulled viewers into this sense of like comfort
dread.
at the beginning.
Oh,
No, at the beginning, right? Because you like they wake up, they're all in maid outfits. It's kind of slow. You're like, oh, what's going on? The characters kind of introduce themselves, right? It's pretty unassuming in terms of what's going to happen next, right? They say like, "Oh, this is we don't know what's going on, blah blah blah." Like we're all kind of looking we're all out for one another and then, they're like,
yeah.
"No, no, no, we should work together and figure things out." It's like a big escape room, right? And
And
then you
then
get
once
that
the first domino
and then
falls,
you're like, "Uh-oh, this is not this is where we're starting to get into it." Like it's like throwing someone off their tracks by calling it something, revealing something that's completely opposite, and then finally going, "Nah, I'm just kidding," yanking it away. It is this, right? That's
yeah,
exactly what this was. You're like, death game? There's not a lot of death. And then it turns out, okay, well, maybe I was wrong.
yeah,
So, no, my last note was just I wrote it might end up being in my top 3 of the season. It's in my top 3 for first episodes. Um, but saying that, knowing what it's going up against is pretty
yeah.
impressive. I mean, it's
This whole season as like is just a whole toss up as to
I
what's going to come out on top.
agreed.
Like there's so many good shows. Like again, to kind of cover it before we get into our number one, you got Freerun, you got Oshinoko season 3, which is going to be, in my opinion, probably its best season. You got Trigun Stargaze, which I think is incredible. I know you haven't watched it. You've got this. You've got My Hero Academia Vigilantes. You've got Hell's Paradise season 2, Sentenced to Be a Hero. Uh, nah, we're not going to count Jujutsu Kaisen in there,
You
but
still have
like
JJK, but I mean,
you
yeah,
still,
no,
but
it's
yeah, like there's so many shows and you don't know which one. Like it's pick your favorite flavor. Essentially, it's just
I
God,
think
it's
I
gonna
think
be
for
we're eating.
I think for people that are diverse in the genres that they watch, this is like the most magical of seasons because you get a flavor each and every day, like a different flavor, and it's wonderful. Like you're feeling like watching something slow and calm, go watch You and I Are Polar Opposites or Wash It All Away. If you want to watch something intense and distressful, go watch Sentenced to Be a Hero or Shubuyugi. Like if you want to watch just shonen stuff, go watch Vigilantes and JJK, right? Like it's got and they're all top tier anime too, right? It's not like you're going like, I'm gonna fill in the time and watch some slop. Like, no,
Yeah,
we are eating good this season across the entirety of anime, and
it is.
it's perfect.
It is the same but different. Of the like, you know how people set a trap and they just leave a trail of candy. It's like ooh, piece of candy,
Yeah,
ooh, piece of candy, ooh, piece of candy. But there's no trap at the end. It's just ooh, piece of candy
yeah,
over
it's
and
just
over and over
constant.
again.
Yeah, and then you're fat and have diabetes.
Exactly. So Speaking of fat, no, I'm kidding.
What?
Yeah, that
I was like,
transition would
how are you
not have
gonna get
made
into the
any sort
last
of
one? I was
sense.
like, how are you getting into the last one? Because I know what the last one is for the both of us.
Yeah.
There's no way you could have taken that
No, I couldn't have.
into
That would have been
segue
the,
into
the
it.
absolute worst transition ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, my number one for sure. Because as soon as I watched it, I texted you. I was like, dude, if you have not watched this yet,
No,
holy fuck.
I already watched it.
Which you did. No, I
Hmm.
know. I was very happy that you said you had already watched it. But both of ours, Journal with Witch. We both had this as a one episode. Again,
I'm trying
I
to
I
remember.
expected nothing from this show.
So here's the thing. And people can keep me honest if you really want to go back and listen to it, the episode where we were talking about what's coming out this season. I thought I said this could be my dark horse of the season because the synopsis fit like like aligned pretty closely with like series that usually hit kind of a a note that I'm missing.
Hmm.
Like this one, Journal with Witch is not a slice of life. It's not a rom-com. It's not a dark fantasy. It's not a shonen. It's not an action. It's not a death game. It's kind of that one weird one where it's in its own category.
It is a
It's
drama.
yeah, it's a drama, but it's not dramatized, right? Like it's real world, which again people would be like, well, that's slice of life, but it's not. It doesn't make you feel the the same way a lot of other slice of lives do, right? It's
Yeah.
drama in the sense of like the topics and themes that they go through are very like difficult and challenging, but it's not a drama like Oshinoko, like where like that I would classify as being like more of a drama series, right? It's
Yeah, that's
it's
fair.
just in its weird little it's amorphous genre of like I would almost just kind of classify it as reality. Right? Like it's just getting a glimpse into someone's life, which again, people would be like, they're just saying slice of life. It just has a
But it's
different feel
not.
to it.
It's just yeah.
It's not slice of life. Like
It's exploring one's emotions. It's exploring like that is the whole point of the show is exploring emotions and how those emotions clash or come together.
it's I mean, I would even take it a step further and say it's about understanding what emotion is, right?
That too.
You have a character and I don't want to get into spoilers for this because I do urge people like if you want to watch a very like again it's not for the faint of heart it takes on some serious things, nothing too crazy, right? It's just
Right.
like it's just dealing with life circumstances and having to navigate through it with someone that is in a way kind of similar to you, right?
Yeah.
But the whole idea behind it is understanding what emotions are. Like what does it mean to have an emotion? What does it mean to experience a situation and like have an emotional reaction to it, right? Because for some people it's natural. Like you see something sad, you feel sad. You experience something that's joyful, you feel happy, right? Like for some people they don't have that. It doesn't. There's a mix in signals, we'll say, right? And so the whole first episode is setting the stage for that, right? And then giving us a deeper glimpse into both of our main characters, and I mean it's so good. Like it's impeccable in terms of how they're able to set up the story and everything. Like I was blown
Yeah.
away.
Yeah, my notes for it were an absolute emotional tour de force. I expected nothing from this show and was left blown away by the art, character interactions, and how raw emotional impact of how everyone grieves differently.
Yep, yep, that perfectly
Like
summarizes it.
it really like no spoilers. I'm just gonna refer to the scene of what happened. Like I think my favorite scene in this entire first episode was the and again, as I'm saying, grieve, you would understand that somebody is dead in this series. You don't know who. After the funeral meal, that scene, the after funeral meal, where everybody's kind of around and chatting with one another, that scene to me stuck out so fucking much
Hmm.
that it left me just like I have chills just thinking about it right now. Like it left me just kind of just like, okay, we have this person who may be emotionally stunted, who is coming to a defense of a person that they don't fully understand yet, and is very upfront about, things that most people wouldn't be in this situation. And I God, it was such an incredible scene. I feel like I've never really seen anything like it, because as you said, there are shows that that have probably done this scene over and over and over again, but they aren't necessarily like, they are more dramatized than this. This is
Mhm.
more personable in the sense that it is a literal glance. Like this could have been like an autobiography of sorts.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how this feels, and it feels so much more different with that lens. And it kind of left me just mouth agape and just in awe of just like, this was an incredible scene.
I think I had that
Um,
that same experience when they were in the cafe too, because you kind of get the
yeah,
initial uh, inklings of a character, right?
yep,
And then you see it fully come out and be upfront in the scene that you're referring to too, which it's like, okay, great. It's good to see that they're not hiding things, right? And it's so interesting how they presented the this anime in terms of, again, like how to navigate grief and like what people need or don't think they need in a time of grief, right? Because for a lot of people it's like, I know when I've lost family members, and the reaction from many is just to say, I'm so sorry for your loss, right?
hmm,
And it's nice to hear, but that might not be what I want to hear, right? Some people, for me personally, like I'd rather hear people just say, "Dude, you remember that time when this happened and they reacted like this? Wasn't that so fucking funny?" And just laugh about it, right? Like
yeah. You talk about
regale
the good
tales,
memories.
yeah. Like don't, yeah. Like doing the sorry for your loss and like I can't, it's must be so hard and devastating. Like yes, it is, but let's do something else instead, right? Like let's have a moment where we can enjoy their life instead, right? That's how
Yeah,
I do it. This series, complete opposite, because they're like, I ain't gonna hide my true feelings or thoughts. Here it is. You're gonna have to deal with it, but let's deal
shove
with
it.
it together. Yeah. So it's just it's the way that they presented it. It's so much the opposite of how we usually see these types of things portrayed in not just anime, but like in series as like in media as a whole, right? That it was kind of a a nice departure where you're like, oh, we're getting something different, but they do it in such a masterful way that
Yeah.
you're like, my God, this is going to be something really special.
Yep. 100% agree. I like, again, I haven't had a visceral just like, I need to reach out to somebody to talk to somebody about this, or let somebody know they absolutely need to watch this ASAP.
Yeah.
Like, credits weren't even done, and I was texting you like, you need to watch
Oh.
this. So like, I was so thrown aback at how phenomenal this show was. Now, I do think that the ceiling, like, depending on how this series goes, I do think the ceiling for this show could be a 10. I truly and wholly do think that it can be. I also think that the floor could be very, very low depending on how it goes. But again, I doubt it'll go that direction. So
I
for me, yeah, this was such a standout of a first episode that I'm so happy that we watched it. We were like, because again, you and I, we put one episode for this, and I'm so glad that we gave this show a shot because it was absolutely incredible.
Yeah. No, 100% agree. I think in my mind, I almost want to put a stamp of approval on it to say, look, I gave it a 9.5. I can only see it going down to a 9, right? I could certainly be proven wrong, but I have full confidence based on how episode 1 went and just how everything unfolded that I really truthfully don't think it could get any lower than a 9. Like it's off to a fantastic start and it can only get, in my opinion, better as things go on because we get to learn more, we get to see more, we get to experience more, right? So
Yeah.
this is going to be one of those special ones where I feel like you're only going to be able to suggest it to certain people.
Hmm.
It's not going to be for everyone, but for those that appreciate these types of series, it's a must watch.
Yeah, no, I agree. I gave this also a 9.5 out of 10. I again, yeah, I don't think this is a recommendation for everybody. I think you have to be emotionally in a good spot, I feel like,
Yeah,
to watch it
that
because
too.
it is very it can be very jarring for some of the things that are said and done that yeah,
Yeah.
it's very good. Um but yeah, that's where our episode ends. Is there any shows that we did not watch that you personally watched that you think we should watch? Please let us know down in the comments below. Thank you again for watching all the way up until this point. We will be back next week with a brand new episode. I say we. I won't. I will not be here for the next 2, maybe 3 weeks.
Just me,
Uh,
and we're going to
it'll
figure
be
it out as we go, boys and
yeah,
girls.
because
We're going to figure it out.
your boy is going to Japan for the first time. I think we
Yay.
talked about that in our first episode of the year.
Mhm.
So the trip is finally happening,
Hooray.
and I'm knocking on all of the wood that nothing goes awry because of all the fucking weather going on right now in the United States and in Japan.
I
So
was
I'm just
like
like,
I was looking out my window and I'm like, it's 4 degrees Fahrenheit here.
yeah, when I leave, it's supposed to be 66 and raining, and then the next day it's going to be 30 and snowing.
Where you live or where
S-
you're going?
Where I live,
Oh, okay. I was like, that
it's
is
supposed to be
holy
no,
moly.
no. So when I leave, it's supposed to be raining and like in the 60s, and then the following day when I leave, it's supposed to be in the 30s and snowing.
Jeezy Pete.
So yeah, so I'm like, I need to do things around the house to winterize the house before I leave.
Have fun with that.
So yeah, I will not be here for the next couple weeks. Whether that third week I'll be back or not, it depends wholly on what day we record. So we'll see.
We'll figure it
Uh,
out as we go.
we'll figure it out as we go, as you say. But again, at some capacity, we will be back next week with a brand new episode. But if you want more of us, please go follow us on all the social medias at Baka&Co Podcast, where you can get some short form content. I'm hoping to make a hell of a lot more when I'm out in Japan. So we
Me
shall
too.
see.
I want to see it.
Yeah, I know, I know. I have a feeling I'm going to take a lot more photos than I will videos, but I will try and make a conscious effort to take some videos. So yes, again at Baka&Co Podcast on social medias wherever you get them. So until next time, everybody, Spark Triumph. We'll see you then.